Hi everyone, so today I'm going to be making this beautiful Aphrodite self-love jar. It's something I've been looking forward to creating, and I can't wait to share the process with you. Although I'm making mine as a self-love jar, you can absolutely personalize yours for a specific person if that's your intention. Perhaps you want to make one to attract love, deepen an existing relationship, strengthen a friendship, or just to send loving energy to someone special. Just adapt the intention to suit what feels right for you. These little jars also make thoughtful, meaningful gifts. You could make one for a friend, a family member, your partner, or of course just keep it for yourself. I think there's something really special about giving someone a handmade gift that you've made yourself. Before we begin, let me show you everything we'll be using today. The first thing you'll need is a jar. As you can see, mine is pretty small, but you can use any size jar you like. If you're using a larger jar, you can just increase the amount of each ingredient to fill the space. The only real requirement is that it has a lid, as we'll be sealing it with wax once it's complete. Next, I have some dried lavender, pink rock salt, dried rose petals, cinnamon powder, dried rose buds, rose essential oil, a few pieces of rose quartz, and as it's an Aphrodite jar, I'll also be adding a small shell and a couple of pearls. A pink candle. Also some paper for writing my intention. Some string. And this little heart pendant that I'm going to tie around the neck of the jar. For my intention paper, I'm using these tiny scrolls because they fit nicely inside the little jar. But you can use any paper you have. It can be plain paper, coloured paper, a handwritten note, or even a larger piece if you have more you'd like to write. Finally, I have a sage incense stick. Before I begin any spell jar, I like to cleanse both the jar and all of the ingredients. For me, this is a way of clearing away any unwanted or lingering energy, creating a fresh, clean space for my intention. You don't have to do this, but if cleansing is part of your own spiritual practice, you can do the same in whatever way feels right for you. Now that everything is ready, let's begin. I'm starting by gently cleansing my jar and all of my ingredients with the sage incense. As the smoke surrounds each item, I like to imagine it clearing away any energy that doesn't belong here, leaving only a clean space for my intention to grow. Take your time with this part. There's no rush. Okay, now that's cleansed, it's time to start building the spell jar. The first ingredient I'm adding is the pink rock salt. Salt has been used in spiritual practices for centuries as a symbol of protection and purification. I like to think of it as creating a strong, stable foundation for everything else that's going into the jar. Next comes the dried lavender. Lavender has such a beautiful calming energy. It's associated with peace, emotional healing and inner harmony, making it the perfect addition to a self-love spell. Loving yourself also means creating space for calm, rest and self-compassion. Now it's time to write my intention. This is where you can really make your jar your own. You can write whatever feels meaningful to you. If you're creating this for self-love like I am, you might simply write self-love, or perhaps a few affirmations about how you want to feel. If you're creating it with someone specific in mind, you could write their name, your shared intention, or a heartfelt message. There isn't a right or wrong way to do it. What matters most is that your words come from a genuine place. For my jar, I'm keeping it simple. I chose self-love because I truly believe that the relationship we have with ourselves sets the standard for every other relationship in our lives. When we love ourselves, respect ourselves, and treat ourselves with kindness, we naturally begin attracting people who reflect those same qualities back to us. Once my intention is written, I roll it up and place it inside the jar. So next, I'm adding the dried rose petals. Rose petals have long been associated with love, beauty, and the heart. They represent gentle, unconditional love and remind us to open our hearts to both giving and receiving love, especially the love we show ourselves. Now I'm sprinkling in a little cinnamon powder. Cinnamon is often used in spell work to add warmth, confidence, and passion. It's also believed to help strengthen intentions and give them a little extra energy, making it a lovely addition to this jar. The next ingredient is the dried rosebuds. I love using rosebuds because they symbolize love that continues to bloom and grow over time. Just like a flower slowly opens, self-love is something we nurture little by little, allowing it to become stronger with each day. Next, I'm adding a couple of drops of rose essential oil. Rose has such a beautiful, uplifting fragrance, and it's closely connected with love, compassion, and the energy of Aphrodite. As I add the oil, I like to imagine it infusing every ingredient with loving, gentle energy. Now I'm placing in this little shell. The shell is one of my favorite additions because it represents Aphrodite herself. According to Greek mythology, Aphrodite emerged from the sea upon a shell, so including one feels like a beautiful way of inviting her loving presence and blessings into the spell. Next come a few pearls. Pearls remind me that beauty and strength can come from life's challenges. They symbolize wisdom, self-worth, inner beauty, and feminine energy, making them a perfect fit for a self-love jar. And finally, I'm adding the rose quartz. Rose quartz is often called the stone of unconditional love. It's associated with opening the heart, encouraging self-acceptance, emotional healing, and compassion. It feels like the perfect crystal to complete this jar, bringing all of the loving intentions together. Now that all of the ingredients are safely inside, it's time to place the lid on the jar and seal everything together. I'm using a pink candle to drip melted wax over the lid and down the sides of the jar. Pink is a colour that's often associated with love, compassion, and emotional healing, so it felt like the perfect choice for this spell. As the wax begins to cool, I'm adding a pearl and a couple of small pieces of rose quartz to the top of the lid before covering them with a little more wax to hold everything in place. I just love the way this finishes the jar. It makes it feel even more personal and unique. Finally, I'm tying some string around the neck of the jar and adding this little heart pendant. This part is completely optional, so feel free to decorate your own jar however you like. You could add charms, ribbons, dried flowers, crystals, or simply leave it beautifully plain. There's no right or wrong way to make it your own. Now that my spell jar is complete, I'd like to dedicate it to Aphrodite, saying this prayer. Beautiful Aphrodite, goddess of love, beauty and grace, I offer this jar to you with an open heart. Please bless the intention held within it and fill it with your loving energy. Help me to see myself through eyes of kindness, to honor my worth, to open my heart to love, and to attract relationships that reflect the love and respect I have for myself. May this jar serve as a gentle reminder that I am deserving of love, joy, and happiness. Thank you for your guidance, your beauty, and your blessings. So may it be. I like to hold the finished jar in my hands for a few quiet moments, focusing on my intention and imagining it already coming to life. Once you're finished, you can keep your spell jar somewhere special. Mine will stay here on my Aphrodite altar, but you could also place yours on a bedside table, a shelf, a dressing table, or anywhere you'll see it regularly. Each time you notice it, take a moment to reconnect with the intention you placed inside and remind yourself of the love you're choosing to cultivate. I really hope you've enjoyed making this spell jar with me. If you decide to create one of your own, I'd love to hear what intention you chose. Thank you so much for spending this time with me, and until next time, take care of yourselves, and may Aphrodite's love and blessings always be with you.